Hi. Today is the 29th of January 2014. My name is Kip Pascal. I am 25 years old and I live in Fitzroy, Australia. Melbourne, Australia. Best place in the world. So coming out stuff. Fucking coming out. I feel currently in my life I'm in a coming out logistical nightmare. I have been out as gay for years. I was 17, so 8 years. But I am currently in the process of coming out as genderqueer. Which has proven a lot more difficult than I ever realized. So at the moment I am out to most of my family and pretty much all of my friends, bar a few, and 50-50 at work. But at the moment I'm compiling this email so I can tell everyone at work, all of my friends, all of my family, and kind of in one big go. I don't have Facebook. It's the first time in my life. I wish I did, because then I could just hey guys, I'm genderqueer. But instead I have to email everybody. So I've got this is my list at the moment. It's this is my list of all the people I need to inform about my change of name and my change of pronouns. So yeah, that's been really challenging, but also really good. And the more people I tell, the better I feel, because I get called by the right name and I get called by the right pronouns, which is Kip and they. So yeah, I guess I'll talk a little bit about my history coming out the first time round and the second time round. So many coming out stories. So yeah, I grew up in a really little hippie town in central Victoria in Australia. And it was good. I look back on my childhood and think it's pretty cool. I had dogs and we had a horse for a while, and I played with snails and dug holes and climbed trees, and I had a really typical kind of country upbringing, and it was really good. There was never a lot of gender things forced upon me as a child. I played soccer, but I also did ballet. My parents were quite liberal in that setting. And I think those sorts of values have definitely filtered into my adulthood. I'm living in Fitzroy wearing a tie-dye t-shirt. I don't think I could deny that my hippie upbringing hasn't followed me through my adulthood. But yeah, I knew I was gay from a really, really young age. I think the first time I remember having feelings for women was when I was about 12. This girl at my school who was a few years older than me, who was really smart, really nerdy, and I just thought she was so cool. Of course at the time I didn't think about that as being a gay feeling that I was having. I guess I thought I was idolizing her, and but I think I knew even back then that it was more than that, because I remember saying to friends that I had a crush on her, and I remember telling her a few years later that I liked her, and more than just being mates. But yeah, I think I am one of these people that kind of thinks that I was born this way. I don't think it's anything because of the way I was brought up or society. I think I was just born naturally attracted to women. That's fine. That's who I am, and I've never really had a problem with that. Coming out for me was, it was difficult, but I came out when I was so young that I was forgiven for a lot of my mistakes, I guess. I didn't come out in the most ideal way. I was struggling with it, and I think it was quite obvious to my family, and my mum ended up asking me, and I admitted that was true. And at the time she was really fine about me being gay. The only thing that she struggled with was that I had not actively told her, and it's something that I always wished I had have made the conscious decision to tell people, rather than them guessing. But I guess being 17 and kind of confused, and all the hormones and all the social difficulties with coming out when you're young, I didn't do it in the most ideal way, which I guess is why I've been so headstrong about coming out in the best way possible when I've been coming out as genderqueer. So yeah, coming out as gay was good. I lived, the past 8 years I've been, living my life. Until the past 18 months I've been living my life as a gay woman. And I've found a lot of love and acceptance and friends in the gay community. And it's probably my biggest hesitation towards, changing my gender is that loss, that feeling of loss of being connected to this kind of collection of really amazing, strong women that have loved and supported me through a lot of things, a lot of big life things. I've always been quite deeply involved in the lesbian community, and it's something that I really struggle with, is losing that that gay visibility and that part of my lesbian identity, because in lots of ways I still identify as gay, as queer. I am queer, but I still identify a lot with the lesbian label, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I think the process of coming out as genderqueer was probably the most difficult part, was coming out to myself. It took me a really long time to put words to what I was feeling. It's not a particularly common narrative, I guess, and it took me a very, very long time to sort of piece together the bits of the puzzle and be like, oh, okay, I'm confused about my gender and what that means to me and what that means in society and how that means I should live my life. For a long time I thought I was just very uncomfortable with my body and that I was just a little bit socially awkward, inept. I couldn't interact with people the way that people expected me to. And I first realized that I was genderqueer. I was looking at something on YouTube and something popped up about female to male transitioning. And I got really hooked on watching these videos because I felt really strongly connected to this idea of not feeling female, but I couldn't pinpoint it because I didn't feel male. I wasn't sitting there being 100% agreeing or identifying with these stories, but there was this huge element reflected in them that I couldn't shake. And I eventually, through watching these videos, came across a couple of people who were identifying as genderqueer. And the second I saw that, it was like this huge lightning bolt in my mind of, oh my god, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I should never have been born female. I don't want my breasts, I don't want this high voice, this baby face, but I'm not a boy. And I think that was the most difficult thing to kind of pinpoint exactly what I was trying to say. And through working this out, I've slowly come out to people around me. But it's only been really recently that I've decided that I need to kind of just let everyone know. And mainly that's so I can get called the right name and stop having banal pronouns used. Yeah, so this is my coming out letter. That female. Dear friends and family, I'm writing this letter to share with you something that I feel is important to disclose at this point in time. I feel very thankful to have you all in my life, and I have deeply appreciated your love and support throughout the years. Over the past few months, I have come to realize I no longer feel comfortable living my life as a woman. I feel I've known this for some time now that this was not right for me. However, it has taken some time to feel ready to share this to those closest to me. I have decided to legally change my name to Kit Pascal, and I ask that you know, and as I feel that it is more gender neutral. I would please ask that you refer to me as Kip instead of Caitlin. I know this may be difficult at first as you have known me for Caitlin for a long time, but I ask that you try and use my chosen name. I also ask that when referring to me, you use they pronouns rather than she pronouns. I know this is an unusual request, and I know that many of you may be confused about non-binary genders and genderqueer things in general, so I've included some information below if you want to know more about it and what it means. Or if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. And I've included some clips from different people kind of explaining gender-neutral pronouns and what genderqueer means in general, because I know that's a difficult concept for some people to grasp. So yeah, coming out stories twice. Definitely difficult. Definitely worth it. I wouldn't give up being seen for who I am to change anything. That's all I have to say today. I hope everyone's real good and good luck.